15 new polio cases have been recorded in the northwestern state of Kaduna between January and December this year. One of them is little Ibrahim Usman, who's only a year and a half. Speaking through a translator, his barely literate mother says her heartache started after Ibrahim came down with a very high fever that lasted for 2 days.
That he had serious fever within 2 days. So she noticed when she lifts him up, he no more keeps his leg down. That when some people came, they told her that she should be doing hot fermentation, then later apply rub and other hot things so that and be rubbing the leg so that it will regain its abdominal function.
Ibrahim may never walk normally again. The muscles of his left leg are too weak to bear his weight, and his toes have already begun to curl up slightly, early signs of the onset of paralysis. Ibrahim's mother appears not to fully understand the consequences of what's happened to her son, but now his chances of living out his life on wheels in the streets have just increased. Nigeria remains a polio endemic country alongside Pakistan and Afghanistan. The country witnessed a steady increase in the number of cases recorded from 2003 to 2009. In 2010, there were 21 cases, 62 in 2011. The number has risen to 110 wild poliovirus cases this year. Borno, Sokoto, Kano, Kaduna and Jigawa, as well as Katsina, are the northern states where the upsurge of polio cases has resurfaced. Local health authorities identify insecurity, uncontrolled migration, and the inefficacy of routine immunization exercises as contributory factors.
The issue has to do with the local governments, because those remaining local governments, which are less than 10% of the local governments in this country, are the ones that are stopping between Nigeria and polio eradication. They are in selected states, not in all the states of the northern part of the country. But even within states, within the northern part of the country, there are some local governments that have done extremely well and have not had a case for more than 2 years. But it is pockets. So in essence, where you see cases, you can mirror it with level of and strength of governance in those local government areas. And our challenge is how to get those local government chairmen in those particular areas that are considered high risk to pay attention to do what they need to do.
So what is Nigeria doing wrong? And what lessons can the country learn from India, which was once on the endemic list for the wild polio virus, but has been polio-free for almost 2 years?
The parents are getting tired of repeated immunization. That's number one. Then number two, like I said, there is the type 2 of the polio. Type 2 of the polio virus that have been assumed to be eradicated is now emerging in Nigeria, and that's a serious case. Then the type of vaccine we are using now, that's triple vaccine, can contain it. But because people can check that emerging one, but because people are now refusing it, that's why there's propagation. Then we also discovered that the facilities at this states, at this endemic environment, at the grassroots facilities, they are not there.
Routine and house-to-house immunization may be the first line of defense for helpless infants, but in spite of an increase in the efforts of various governments, reports of new cases make it clear that quite a few children still miss out. Kano State, for instance, has the lowest immunization coverage in Nigeria, with fewer than 40% of children vaccinated. Little Ibrahim may have succumbed to the wild polio virus, but his mother is taking no chances with the rest of her children. She's taking the youngest one for routine immunization. An equally important weapon in the fight against the spread of polio is the provision of basic amenities such as potable water, functional health centers, and adequate sanitary facilities, especially in villages like this one, to reduce the spread of transmission.